The unconscious knows before you do. What if I told you that the love you are looking for isn't something you find? It is something you remember. We walk through life thinking our encounters are random, that romance is a game of chance. But what if the person you think you randomly met was actually written into your story long before you could even read it? Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, once said something hauntingly powerful. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. We often look at the chaos of our dating lives and call it bad luck. But what if fate isn't chaos? What if it is a blueprint coded into your psyche, a hidden map guiding your patterns and your pull? And what if that person you feel inexplicably drawn to, the one who stirs something ancient inside you, isn't just a crush? What if it is soul recognition? This is not about fairy tale romance or the fleeting rush of dopamine. This is about the unconscious wisdom of your soul trying to lead you back to a mirror of yourself. Before we dive into the signs, we must understand the nature of the connection. Real soulmates don't feel new. They feel like the home you forgot you left. In a world obsessed with spark and butterflies, we often mistake anxiety for chemistry. But Jungian psychology teaches us that true connection is not about obsession, it is about evolution. This is the mystery of the human heart, meeting the science of soul-level love. You see, your conscious mind, the part of you that worries about texts and timelines, is limited. But your deeper self, the one buried beneath logic, ego, and routine, knows exactly what it needs. Jung believed that we carry inner archetypes, soul imprints, seeking wholeness. When the universe wants you to be with someone, it isn't playing games. It is the self, your highest potential, arranging patterns to pull you toward the person who activates your inner growth. The signs we are about to explore are not superstitions. They are the language of the universe. They are subtle, symbolic, and sacred. Jung taught us that the self speaks in signs, not sentences. When a soul match is near, the universe leaves clues over and over until you finally see what your soul already sensed. This is not fantasy. This is psychology. Let's explore the 3 phases of this divine alignment. The first phase of alignment often happens outside of you. It begins with what Carl Jung called synchronicity. You see them once, maybe in a crowded cafe or on a train. You don't think much of it, but then you see them again and again. Different places, different times, but the same face and the same energy. Jung didn't call this coincidence. He called it synchronicity, when 2 seemingly unrelated events carry such deep meaning that they demand your attention. Ask yourself, out of 8 billion people on this planet, why them? Why now? Because some connections are written in a language deeper than speech. It is the language of resonance. This isn't chance. It is choreography. Your unconscious is trying to speak, trying to reconnect you to someone who was never truly lost, just waiting for alignment. But it goes deeper than just physical meetings. You enter the realm of recurring signs. This is the GPS of the soul. Jung believed that the self acts like a compass, always recalculating, even when you feel lost. You might start seeing their name pop up in the most random places. A specific number sequence flashes every time you think of them. A song plays that reminds you of them exactly when you ask the universe for a sign. These are not random repetitions. They are meaningful patterns rising from your unconscious mind. Your ego might call it weird or obsessive, but your soul whispers, "Pay attention." It is your psyche arranging external objects to guide your conscious mind into remembering something deeper. These signs are nudges from the future saying, "You are getting close, keep going." Finally, this phase culminates in spiritual confirmation. You feel it in your gut, but we humans are conditioned to doubt our intuition. So, the universe sends validation. Perhaps a therapist points out a pattern you were too scared to name. Maybe a tarot card reveals the exact symbol that has been haunting your dreams. Or a stranger says something that sends chills down your spine because it echoes exactly what you were thinking. Jung studied these spiritual tools not to predict the future, but to reflect the unconscious. When the outer world repeats what your inner voice whispered, trust it. That is not magic. That is a mirror. It is the universe's way of saying, yes, you are on the right path. I told you so. As the external signs pile up, a profound shift begins to happen inside you. This is the phase of individuation. Suddenly, you feel no urge to settle. The individuated mind doesn't cling. You no longer crave the chase, the drama, or the obsession. You aren't desperate to find someone to fix you because you are busy becoming whole within yourself. Jung called this individuation, the sacred process of becoming who you truly are. In this state, you stop dating to fill a void. You stop settling just to escape the silence. In fact, you begin to cherish the silence. And paradoxically, the moment you stop needing someone to survive is the moment you become ready for divine love. You no longer want love that feels like survival. You want love that feels like truth. This leads to a massive ego detox. You develop a sudden disinterest in unaligned partners. Once upon a time, you might have tolerated shallow conversations or stayed with people who only touched your body but never your soul. But now, you are not bitter, just bored. You are bored with small talk, bored with small minds, bored with people who offer masks instead of mirrors. This isn't arrogance, it is evolution. Your vibration is rising, and your filters are getting sharper. You realize that not every connection is meant to last. Some are just meant to teach. You become allergic to energy that drains you. If someone cannot meet you in your inner world, your outer world closes its door to them quietly, gracefully, and without guilt. The most powerful sign in this phase is that you no longer chase. You realize that chasing is the language of the wounded, while attracting is the language of the healed. Jung believed that when the unconscious is healed, the external world reorganizes itself. You stop trying to manipulate outcomes. You stop begging for texts. You stop trying to convince people to choose you. You become the eye of the storm, calm, deep, and grounded. And in that stillness, you become magnetic. Often, your energy changes before your life does. You might look around and see that nothing has physically changed, yet you are still single, still in the same house. But you feel different. You feel a sense of expansion. Jung taught that change starts in the unconscious long before it appears in the external world. Your energy is rewriting the blueprint. The universe is clearing out the old to make space for the new. You aren't stuck. You are recalibrating. When the preparation is done, the meeting happens. And it begins with instant recognition. You meet them, and time stutters. There is no awkward getting to know you phase. It feels deeper, quieter, familiar. Jung believed that when two people share an archetypal bond, it isn't attraction, it is remembrance. You don't just see them, you recognize them. It is as if your soul whispers, "There you are, I've been waiting." This connection defies logic. Your walls drop instantly. Your nervous system feels safe in their presence, even if your mind is still confused. They challenge you, stir you, and awaken pieces of you that were half asleep. They are not strangers. They are fragments of your own psychological wholeness walking in human form. Often, this recognition happens in the subconscious before it happens in reality. They appear in your dreams. Jung called dreams the royal road to the unconscious. You might dream of their face, their energy, or simply a feeling of being with them before you even know their name. These aren't just random images. They are rehearsals of reality. Your soul is previewing a connection that is destined to unfold. Jung taught that the self often speaks through dream figures to communicate what the conscious mind isn't ready to process. If someone keeps visiting your dream space, they are already moving through your soul space. It is the psyche saying, "Prepare your heart. Something sacred is approaching." And the ultimate confirmation of this recognition is inner peace. For so long, we have been taught that love should feel like a roller coaster, but real soulmates don't bring chaos, they bring calm. You feel a sense of home. When you are truly aligned, you don't mistake intensity for intimacy. You realize that real love is safe, it is rooted. Jung believed that inner peace is the ultimate sign of individuation. When the war inside you ends, You start recognizing people who come with peace, not problems. You feel free. You feel seen. The final phase of this journey requires the hardest work: letting go. You cannot invite the future while holding on to the past. One of the clearest signs the universe is preparing you for your person is that you let go of your past and finally feel lighter. You forgave them not because they apologized, but because you no longer wanted to carry the weight. Jung said, "The shadow must be faced, not avoided." You have stopped romanticizing your wounds. You have stopped trauma bonding. By releasing the grief and the resentment, you are uncluttering your soul. You are no longer a prisoner of your history. You are a portal to your destiny. And sometimes, in this space of healing, a strange thing happens. Someone from your past returns. But this is the key. It only happens when the timing is right. Jung believed in soul contracts bound not by time, but by timing. Sometimes people leave not because they were wrong for you, but because neither of you was ready. You both needed to grow apart, to become whole, individually. If they return now, with wisdom in their eyes and peace in their energy, it is not a regression, it is completion. You aren't repeating a toxic cycle, you are upgrading the story. The universe waited for you both to be ready. Ultimately, all these signs, the synchronicity, the dreams, the peace, the return point to one truth. The person the universe wants you to be with is not just a lover. They are a mirror, reflecting your own healing back to you. Love does not come to save you. It comes to celebrate that you have saved yourself. As Carl Jung famously taught, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And when you become that person, your soulmate won't be far behind. Remember Jung's wisdom. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. You are no longer dreaming. You are awakening. If this video touched something you couldn't explain, if it felt less like a video and more like a reminder, please hit the like button. This simple action helps this message find other souls who are trying to remember their way home. And I invite you to make a declaration to the universe today. Drop a comment below affirming, "I trust my unconscious mind to guide me to love." Let the world know you are no longer searching blindly. You are listening inward. Finally, if you want to continue this journey of self-discovery, subscribe to the channel for more Carl Jung philosophy and soulmate psychology. Let's awaken together.